Hello everyone. In this session, we are going to discuss about hypothesis. First, let's see the definition of hypothesis. In layman terms, we can consider a hypothesis as an assumption or a statement which can be tested as true or false. It means that we want to identify, we want to validate that the given assumption, given statement is correct or not. In technical terms, we can say that hypothesis testing is about a statistical test that is going to be carried out to determine if we can draw conclusion about population from sample. Most of the time, hypothesis testing talks about population and sample, but it can be extended beyond it as well. For an example, it can be used to compare characteristics of two or more groups or two or more individuals. Next, we are going to discuss about key components of hypothesis testing. The very first component of hypothesis testing is null hypothesis, which will be denoted by H0, and this hypothesis always states similarity or equality. For an example, we can say that average score in mathematics equal to average score in English. So this is an example of null hypothesis where it states similarity or equality between two different subjects. Okay, or it can be like sample mean can be equal to 5. So average score in mathematics equal to 80, average score in English equal to 60. So these are the examples of null hypothesis. Then second component is alternative hypothesis, which is generally denoted by H1 or HA. This alternative hypothesis is mostly denotes dissimilarity or non-equality, and this dissimilarity or non-equality can be either of one way or two way. How? So for an example, one-sided example can be given like average score in mathematics is less than 50, average score in English is less than 80, or average score in mathematics is greater than 60, average score in English is greater than 60. So these are the examples of one-sided alternative hypothesis. If you talk about two-sided examples, then average score in mathematics is not equal to average score in English. It can be like average score in mathematics is not equal to 80 as well. Over here, please ignore these two terms. I am going to change it. This can be like this sample mean is not equal to 5, or we can change this statement like sample mean is greater than or equal to 5 or less than or equal to 5, but it's not equal to 5. Okay, so this is the second component. Then we will talk about third component, that is the significance level, which will be denoted by alpha. So this is the threshold for rejecting the null hypothesis, that is rejecting the statement of equality or similarity. And this significance level alpha is going to always work in the coordination with p value. Now this significance level alpha, we have set it 5% or 0.05, but based on the business requirement, based on the technical aspects, this value can be changed. It is not mandatory to put it at 0.05. Then fourth component is test statistics. So this is the test like t test, g test, chi-square test, ANOVA test. These are the different tests that we are going to conduct to confirm the hypothesis is true or not. Then the next component is p-value. So as I have mentioned earlier, that p-value and significance level alpha are going to work in coordination with each other. So over here, the scenario will be if my p-value is less than significance level alpha, then we will reject null hypothesis, which shows similarity or equality. And if my p-value is greater than significance level, then we are going to accept our null hypothesis, means there is no effect, means there is a similarity or there is a equality. Now how you are going to get this particular p-value? So you are going to get this p-value based on different statistics test that you are going to conduct. For an example, we have tables of t test, z test, chi-square test. So based on these tables we can get the value of p and then we can take the decision. In coming few sessions, I will show that how based on the table you can decide the p value. Next thing is, why do we need hypothesis testing? So the conclusion over here is, instead of taking decisions based on influence or personal bias or subjectivity, it is good to take decisions based on evidence, based on data, and rather than intuition or some guesswork. So that is the reason that we will need hypothesis testing. Next question is how to formulate this hypothesis. Then the answer is, first you need to prepare null hypothesis, which is a statement of no effect or no difference or similarity. Same way you need to formulate alternative hypothesis, which is a statement indicating the presence of an effect or a difference or a dissimilarity. Let me showcase with an example that how hypothesis testing can be carried out. So very first step is state the hypothesis. Now let's consider that we are doing some test on the new medicine and we want to confirm that rather a new medicine is effective than the current medicine or not. So in this case our null hypothesis will be the new medicine is not more effective than the current medicine. So it is the similarity, equality without any effect. So that is the null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis will be the new medicine is more effective than the current medicine. It means there is some effect, there is dissimilarity or there is a difference compared to the current medicine. Then the step 2 is choose the significance level. Generally we choose the significance level as 0.05. So in this case I am going to take the value of significance level as 0.05, but please make a note that 0.05 is not mandatory. Based on scenarios we can change it. Then the third step is collect data and calculate test statistics. Okay, so for that we need to calculate different tests. We need to use over here, we need to collect the data of new medicine, its effect on the people, and same way we will need to have data of old medicine and its impact on the people. Then we can use appropriate statistics test to come to the conclusion. So over here consider that our sample size is below 20. So in this kind of the case we can use t test. Then once you have done the t test you will get the p value, and based on the p value we can make the decision that if p value is less than or equal to alpha, reject the null hypothesis, and if p value is greater than alpha, accept the null hypothesis. Okay, so in the interpretation of the result it will be like, if we reject the null hypothesis it means that the new medicine is more effective, and if we fail to reject that null hypothesis it means that new medicine is not more effective, its effect is same as the current medicine. Where hypothesis testing can be used, so these are the different fields where we can utilize this hypothesis testing. Here I have listed all the possible and probable common hypothesis test, like one sample t test, two sample t test, pair t test, one sample g test, same way chi-square, ANOVA. All these are the different statistical tests which can be utilized to confirm our hypothesis. I will put the link of this blog in my description box. Don't forget to visit it. That's it for the day. Thank you everyone for watching this video.